Okay, guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's Jay Ayyo. So today we are going to be talking about the Jamaican Constabulary Force and the Jamaican Police Association and INDECOM. So, for those who don't know, um, the police commissioner is at odds with the chairman of the Jamaican Police Association and is somewhat at odds with Indicom. But before we go further, we have to deal with one thing at a time. So Indicom is what you could call or it is an independent body that is able to bring charges against the armed forces. So this is JDF, this is Jamaican Constabulary Force, and this is the Jamaican Correctional, is it department or agency, but pretty much they can bring a case against the armed forces where wrongdoing is detected. So in that body that is the check and balances to ensure that police officers, um, Jamaican defense soldiers, and the correctional officers are doing what they're doing. Now, the commissioner of the Jamaican Constabulary Force, which is Dr. Kevin Blake, had a situation where he tried to get the senior superintendent, who is the chairman of the Jamaican Police Association, which is Wayne Cameron, to be removed. But in this case, the commissioner of police cannot remove the chairman of the Jamaica Police Association without a majority. And in that, you need a two-third majority to remove the sitting chairman. So there is where one infraction lies. And in this case, which is SSP Cameron, has sought a judicial review. And for those who aren't familiar with judicial reviews, it pretty much allows an avenue where individual has been wronged in the eyes of the court to seek remediation or review or seek clarity where it is lacking. Um, it has been said that I don't know if it's that had quoted this, but Indicom had said, well, Indicom had said that there had been a 300% increase in killings in comparison to last year. Now, most people would have been aware that Jamaica has, or the Jamaican Constabulary Force has been promoting that, crime reduction is down. You see a lot of the promotions going on, and this is good, when you have crime going down in respective parishes. And the Jamaican Police Force likes to divide it into Area 1, Area 2, Area 3, Area 4, Area 5. So they've been on this spree of saying, crime reduction, crime reduction, crime reduction, which is really good. However, in most of the cases where crime reduction has been done, whether this is in Manchester, St. James, St. Catherine, just to name a few, there has been speculations arising in terms of, one, where was the bodies? Why was no one wearing their body camera? One officer said they didn't have a clip so that they could have their body camera, and there have been cases where minors have been killed. Now, for individuals who are not familiar with the Jamaican Constabulary Force, they tend to take an approach of it can be viewed that prefer to deal with the matter, then ask questions after. And it could be that in the spree of crime reduction and dealing with criminal elements, the Jamaican Constabulary Force is taking a posture of, we would rather not have the element um, try to take us out, but assert the element of surprise. Um, the matter where this lies and jurisprudence as this area is more with Indicom in doing investigations and hearing what the commissioner of Indicom has to say. I think that where there's a lot of responsibility on the Jamaica Constabulary Force as the principal law enforcer. They have a higher responsibility to make sure that they safeguard lives, they safeguard businesses, and they create a positive environment and space where people can work, live, and play. However, when we reach a line where we are seeing increased killings and not an ethical approach in how we detain individuals, or how the JCF detains individual and how they maintain the process. Because once a police officer arrests you and you get remanded, the mere fact that you have been remanded doesn't mean that you have been convicted of a crime. And the process of laying the charges, which then goes to the court, who then decides whether the charge is sufficient, whether the individual is to be convicted either by their peer or by the judge. There is a process that needs to follow. But in some cases, it is sometimes, unfortunately, easier to deal with a matter than have it go through the whole process, because it's lengthy and it gets tied up in paperwork. And I am not asserting, nor stating, nor saying this is what happens. However, based off the facts of what is presented, there are processes that the JCF may take in order to expedite a matter being resolved, compared to taking it through various of stages. Because when you have a court that is backlogged and cases aren't going as they should, and you have your superintendent telling you, oh, we need to bring down crime, we need to get crime down, we need to get crime down, and you will always have the element where individuals who seek to not be participatory individuals of society do the negative, or they get exposed to either gang related activities, or they're chopping, or they're doing variety of things to create a negative atmosphere in the community. And so when you're balancing those odds challenges as a law enforcer, you have to wonder, how does one bring about results without um compromising the values and the integrity. And most of the times, what Indicom is not highlighting is that when police officers are engaging with individuals of the public, it's usually not positive. Members of the public get combat. You have criminal associates trying to take on the police with high powered weapons. And how do you dissuade someone who wants to kill you, the law enforcer? You have to take appropriate actions in ensuring that your life is not taken and that your comrade's life is not taken. The other issue of whether has provided enough funding for cameras. I am sure out of the hundreds of police stations in Jamaica, there is not appropriate funding for cameras. And then you have to charge your cameras, and then bearing in mind that if you don't get hit by a natural disaster, your resources may be somewhat limited, and you still have to enforce and maintain the peace. So the expectation and the reality of the expectation is that it at times does not align with how the day-to-day job works. And with the issue of that, and the responsibilities and pressures, and hearing members of an association, the Jamaican Association, say this, and you as a commissioner have to manage these different challenges and constraints, it would put someone in a stressful situation. And the teachable lesson in this, as we make, or as we take viral moments and turn them into teachable lessons, is that always do the right thing even when no one is watching. And you have to thank the individuals in the armed forces for their service, as it is not an easy task and it is a commendable task nonetheless. Guys, tell me what you think. The Jamaican Commissioner of Police is right in being at odds with Indicom, and is he right for wanting to move the chairman of the Jamaica Police Association? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next video.